Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is J&R Woodworking, and I have finally finished that old Delta bandsaw. I've got the bearing in for the elevation screw. I've got the exhaust port put on it. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. It's kind of dark under there. But this is what I make it out of. I go to a place called St. John's Trucking. They repair semis. And this is the pipe that they bend to make the exhaust systems with. And I buy 4 or 5 feet of it at a time, and this is what I got left. I take it to the shop and cut it in the bandsaw. I cut a 45 on the end of it so it sits up there on an angle. So if I ever want to drop my table down, I can, and it won't hit the pipe. I don't think I ever will. I got it set up for cutting wood, and I'll use my old Craftsman saw if I want to cut something else. But I'm sure you got some kind of repair facility somewhere close to you that works on semis. And if you do, they can get you this pipe, and it works real good. I'll try to show you what I did to the dust port and the elevation screw with that bearing in it. I got 2 bearings left. I'm going to make 2 more bodies, and I'm going to put them up for sale. If I get a demand for people that want these, I've got a job shop that'll make the bodies up for me, and I'll make up 50 of them and see what we can sell them for. Now my bandsaw blades, this is a sale flyer that came from Woodcraft. And this is actually where I bought my new table saw from. Great place. If you're a tool person and you're going to go here, you better have a couple of hours, because not only do they sell tools, they sell a whole line of hardwoods, and you can drool in there for hours and not realize how long you've been there. And they have bandsaw blades on sale. 20% off, but the only problem, I called them and they don't have a 104-inch blade, and that's what I need for these Delta saws. The closest size they have is 105-inch. He says, well, maybe your saw, no, it doesn't have that much adjustment. But another problem with their blades, a 105-inch blade is $35.99. Now, maybe that's a good blade, but I just can't see paying that kind of money when I can get mine a whole lot cheaper. Let me tell you where I buy my blades from. It used to be Reed Tool and Supply Company, and recently they were bought out by a company, it's Essentra, whatever that name is, and they buy their bandsaw blade stock in a box. There's probably, I don't know, 500 feet in a box, one continuous piece, and they make them to order. So if you need a 104-inch blade or an 80-inch blade for my old Craftsman saw, they make them up for you, no problem. And if you buy one blade at a time, the blade for that saw, 104 inches, was $8.19. Now, I ran a couple of them, and man, they work good. I had an accident with one, and the next video after this one, I'm going to show you what happened and how to get around that, and you might want to tune into that one. But if you buy 100 feet of stock, which sounds like a lot, but that's only a dozen blades. I buy them a dozen at a time. I get them for $7.83 a piece. Now, maybe they're a cheaper blade, but they can't be that much cheaper than these. I mean, they really work great. I got that saw done. It's working, and I'm extremely happy with the way it came out and the job it does. It's just unreal how fast and accurately that thing will cut. I cut up a bunch of Osage orange. If you've never seen that or heard of it, it's a orange wood. This is bare. There is nothing on that. I did not stain it. I didn't varnish it. That's the natural sheen of the wood when you sand it. This side, this half, has one coat of varnish on it. This side has nothing on it. It's pretty, I guess, if you like orange. Personally, I'd rather paint it red. I don't like orange. And I cut up a bunch of red cedar from my father-in-law's, where they cut all them cedar trees down. We're going to make up some little boxes for the grandkids to put things in. The elevation screw is done with the bearings. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't go by a script, sorry. I have 2 bearings left. I'm going to make 2 more bodies, and I'm going to put them up for sale. So if you have one of these old saws and you want to fix that elevation screw so it actually turns good, that's the way to go. Let's go over there and I'll try to show you the dust port and the elevation screw. But I'm going to hold the camera, so it's probably going to be a little shaky. Boy, a little shaky, I guess. Now this is the original one that came off the saw. It's got probably 1 1/8" hole. I don't know what they expected you to vacuum up out of that thing. But this is the one I made out of the exhaust system. I welded a short piece of flat inside this hole on the other side, and I used the 2 original holes that this plastic thing was screwed into. And this works really well. It sucks up a lot of dust. I don't have any problems with a mess on the floor. And it wasn't really that hard to make. Now let's go around behind the saw and I'll show you that elevation screw. This is the little body right here where the bearing is inside of. And when you turn this, let's see, we'll unscrew the pressure. I just got done using it. It works so smooth, it's really nice. The problem I had with it the other day is I tried to get enough pressure on it to tighten the blade up and to get this indicator up to 3/4 inch. And because of the shaft down here just sitting in this frame, as it was turning, it kind of walked itself sideways and it actually bent that screw. I had a hard time getting it out and repairing it, and that's when I came up with the idea of putting that little base in there with a bearing in it. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the description below, or send me an email at jnrwoodworking2, that's the number 2, at gmail.com, or send it to jimsfixitshop at gmail.com, same place, and I'll answer them for you. So I guess that's it. It's going to be short today. So until next time, keep your tools sharp, your shop dusty, and have fun out there. Make something cool.